Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a Ko-fi, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now we are joined by Click OK, Neil, Sensual Goat, One Deck, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth Debate Discord server, so welcome one and all.
How are you?
Hello.
Good
How
afternoon.
am I? I'm poor. Really, really poor, Neil. So in spite of putting 10 years into Flat Earth YouTubing, having a fortnight off because of burning the candle at both ends, writing a book, running a YouTube channel and selling microphones has caused me to be physically unwell. And as a result of being physically unwell and having 2 weeks off YouTubing, I'm now struggling financially, which is very irritating to say the least. So although my physical health is starting to improve, mentally it's very distressing. But there we go, that's life. I'm here to talk about how Earth is measured flat. And that's a service I provide to my very loyal patrons, members, and people who generally support me on places like Patreon and PayPal and all the other good things that people put in the financial help that I require. It's annoying that I should require it as opposed to it being an extra bonus and being able to buy maybe some luxuries with the work that I do. But no, struggling on the knife edge that I'm on is what life actually has dished out for me currently for being ill. But that's life. Other than that, Earth's measured flat in all instances. Earth's surveyed flat in all instances. It's flown over, navigated, charted and built upon flat in all circumstances, for all measurements, always, by everyone.
Well, the problem is, as soon as I put on your YouTube channel, the first thing I see is a guy saying mean sea level is a curve.
Yeah,
now, that's a contradiction.
I saw that in the chat too. So somebody in the chat, let's just bring up the chat. Oh, wrong button. Let's just go back to what I was on. No, not that button. This button. There we go. So yeah, who was it that said it? Mark Betrami or something like that. Mean sea level is a curve. No, that's a contradiction in terms, Mark. Have you got that from Simon Dan? Because Simon Dan had a similar sentiment when responding to me. He said, sea level is a curve. But that's a contradiction in terms.
If it's a curve, then it can't be level.
But they use mean sea level as a 0 degree baseline across all the oceans, which is vast amount of oceans. And that's the baseline for measuring everything on Earth, all elevation profiles, heights above and below the 0 degree baseline. It's level and it's horizontal, and it's called level for a reason.
But that frustrates me in and of itself, One Deck. So the fact that we have to state the bleeding obvious in that regard, why should I have to say level means level? Level doesn't mean something that isn't level, like a curve. Why should I have to point that out? It's bleeding obvious. But for the fact that we have numbskulls who believe that they're on a sphere and therefore want to defy the axiomatic principle measurement of a base level that the sea has been averaged with, so we can utilise it across the surface of the world for measurements that require horizontal baselines, sea level, surface level, all the things that we actually measure have to be defied axiomatically by bull believers as being curved? It's nonsense. Why should we have to explain this to idiots in our chat? I don't get it. Seems like to make that statement makes the person making it seem idiotic but we still have to address it. Why? Well, because the vast majority of the Western world actually agree, in the face of us pointing out that when you describe sea level for a baseline measurement of anything ever, that means Earth's flat. It can only be flat or the measurement fails. What's that? No, it doesn't mean the measurement fails, says Bull Believer. It means that sea level curves.
Yep, you're right, Nathan. I mean, this is where we have to go. Well, we don't have to go. We can just, if somebody says level is curved, we no longer have to speak to them, really, because it's pathetic, isn't it? If you're having a discussion with a grown-ass adult about what level means and the definition of level, I mean, it's come to something, hasn't it?
It's sad.
Sea level, it's level. Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, and it's cheered for, because the consensus will cheer for people who fly in the face of the actual measurements of Earth's surface level for things like, as you detailed already, elevation profiles. You know, just do this. If you're watching this and you know what we're talking about, what's an elevation profile? Go to Google Earth and bring up the elevation profile and drag a line across the entire surface of the known territories of Earth and see what the graph shows you. It shows you a deviation for height above and below the surface level averaged to the sea level. That's what an elevation profile is. Is it curving? No, it's flat. That's how surface level, shockingly, is measured. For everything always when we build on the surface of Earth, we measure with respect to the surface level. That's why elevation profiles in Google Earth, used by professionals to survey land and build things, is flat. Because that's how Earth got measured. Flat. For it to have a baseline, for it to have elevation profiles at all, you'd need a horizontal plane of reference to describe all things that axiomatically connect to Earth measurements. They're all flat. There aren't any exceptions. What's the response? No, that means it's curved. That means it's a really big ball. No, it doesn't mean anything other than we measure Earth flat. That's what it means, because that's what we do.
Yeah, well, their sea level is equidistant to the center of a globe.
No, it can't be, because then you can't measure an elevation angle with respect to the surface. You can measure it with respect to a tangent and a single point touching a dingleberry dangling below the tangent, but then you're not measuring from Earth's surface. You're measuring to an imaginary single tangential point and a line moving out in towards space in an orthographic mathematics that is not the surface.
Well, you said it yesterday. It's just not their surface.
Yeah. When they say they're measuring tangential to a ball at a single point, and we point out that no, we measure Earth's surface level. When we measure Earth flat, for surface level, for elevation profiles, elevation angles, distances in a linear, straight, horizontal fashion, to do trig when we survey. Those things are all not pointing in a direction, axiomatically flat Earth. What's that? It's not the surface. No, it's just not your ball surface.
Correct. So Mark Beltrami will entertain just one thing and then that's it. Then you got to get in here if you want to discuss this. He says the dip angle is the angle between a perfectly horizontal line. You could stop right there at the observer's eye level, stop right there again, and the true horizon, which appears to dip below that line due to Earth's curvature.
That's a begging the question fallacy. Due to Earth's curvature mean you won't have parallel eye level and surface level. So when some numpty tells us that, no, the horizon that we've just had parallel eye level and surface level used to detail its axiomatic dip below the surface that you've raised up above, how are you going to measure your altitude unless it's with respect to a planar surface? Up is perpendicular to a plane. But what's that? The perpendicular to a plane measurement of your altitude gives you a horizon that is below where you raised up from when measuring Earth flat. Because it's a curve. Now, that would mean that axiomatically you fail to establish a perpendicular elevation measurement. So your suggestion of height fails because you can't get perpendicular to a curve. Meanwhile, we do measure surface level. And we do have parallel eye level, and it is axiomatically tied to a ball Earth faith. If you, we'll talk to Mark in the audience, want to believe that you are on a spherical surface, then you must sink to your knees in acknowledgement of the flat Earth elevation and parallel eye level as you've already conceded to. Without a flat Earth surface level, you can't have a parallel eye level. So you, as I already stated at the beginning of the show, require a flat Earth more than we do. For you to assert that the dip angle, that straight line, meeting at a vertex, after measuring your height off surface level, dips away because of Earth curve, no. That's a paradox, because it violates the base principle of the surface level measurement for height. You can't have a surface level... What's that? It's bending? Well, then you haven't got a height measurement, you complete numpty.
Yeah,
You always get... The dip corrections just bringing your eye level to 0 degrees sea level. That's where the GP will be, that you've just brought down to the horizon. Yeah, so that's on the 0 degrees sea level, the horizontal baseline for measuring everything on Earth. And the distance between them 2 points could be in the region of 5,400 miles, say, of a straight horizontal baseline across 0 degrees sea level on the surface of Earth. I mean, come on.
Yeah, when we measure things for surveying at all scales, you need horizontal distance measurements for trig to work. So without a horizontal baseline, a flat Earth linear horizontal distance measurement between point A and point B, you can't do trig. So you can only measure Earth flat to survey it with trig. That's how it works. But we're surrounded by idiots. We're surrounded by religious believers in a ball. Therefore, any violation of the flat Earth measurements that is required will quite happily be admitted to. Oh, yeah, we can violate the base principle of a flat Earth parallel surface level with a eye level running alongside it because it's bent. Well, then you haven't got a parallel eye level, and you haven't got a surface level, and you haven't got a perpendicular for height. What are you talking about? Oh, well, curved sea level, of course. No, that's an oxymoronic, stupid statement that defies the base principle of all measurements of Earth, ever, by anybody, throughout the entirety of history. What's that? You've known for thousands of years that you can measure elevation angles with sticks and shadows? That would be flat Earth measurements of the sun that you're extrapolating a radius value from. You're going to measure Earth flat for that stick and shadow example that you're appealing to from thousands of years ago. Yeah, that would be a flat Earth elevation angle measurement to the sun in, say, Alexandria. Those are flat Earth elevation angle measurements, you complete numpties. And you're appealing to them for globe proof? Yeah, maybe look at how the actual measurement takes place, because it's using a flat surface level.
It has to. There's no other way of getting a measurement.
If it isn't a flat surface level, then it isn't an angle.
Yeah, see, this topic and the way we lay it down here, it drives them insane where they got to jump on your show and say mean sea level is curved. Or a guy like Rob Noxious who begs to come back and I'll behave. He comes in and I don't even know what he said, but he got timed out immediately. Something derogatory, cursing us out, swearing, saying report us. So it's causing a great deal of pain. My suggestion, go get pain relief somewhere else. And if whoever's a moderator there, just ban them.
Moderator where? In our server?
Yeah, in our server, just ban Rob Noxious.
So this is a person telling others to report me because of what?
You want me to read what he said?
Yeah.
Says, don't forget your daily duty. Report this channel for copyrights, etc. F these scumbags.
For copyright? What copyright? Everything produced on this show is my copyright. I own all of it. What's he talking about? So he's saying So what this scumbag globe believer is saying is lie. Yeah? Make sure Nathan can't pay his mortgage this month. Lie about him with copyright claims. That's what this globe believer's saying. Yeah, that's the truest sign you've lost, isn't it? Go and lie and say Nathan's breaking copyright rules. No, I'm not. I own this copyright. This is my show. But you can lie about it, what, because I point out Earth's measured flat? That's justification to lie? What scum?
Exactly, Nathan. And he comes on and begs, oh, I'll behave. I'd like to debate. No, he's a lying sack of crap and he wants to see you do bad.
Yeah, that's it. Rather than accepting the facts of their measurements of a flat surface level in Earth curve maths for a single example of a ball faith requiring Earth to be measured flat, they'd rather claim I'm breaking copyright rules.
Yeah, that's where they've got to go, because they've got no evidence of the globe they think they live on, except for flat Earth elevation angle measurements, of course, from the globe calculator. And this is where we take it now.
This is what we get. I point out that MC Toon measures Earth flat with elevation angles in Antarctica. He turns around and calls me a child abuser. That's what they've got.
Yep. It's measured flat. It's treated as flat. In fact, I've got it's up to you, Nathan. I'm going to post, just talk about navigated flat. I've got a little 4-minute video. It's from Epic Flight Academy. It's only short, but it just talks about straight and level flight, and it mentions the horizon and parallel and stuff like that. So you might want to have a look at it. And it's just, again, it's somebody else. It's somebody who teaches people to fly and use his aircraft, and how the pilot can use things to keep in level flight. I'll post it anyway. See what you think.
Do you want to do that, or shall we entertain just one more chat? So if celestial navigation can't work on a globe and measure elevation, and you have to measure elevation angles, how can we generate a fix by drawing circles of equal altitude on a globe and get a correct fix?
You can't. You can't draw circles of equal elevation on a globe, right? To have circles of equal elevation, you need equal elevation. That's flat. So how does equal elevation work on a curve? So it doesn't. We do measure elevation angles, though, and the very principle of the first measurement taken requires a flat Earth surface level to measure the angle. After that, that's after we measure Earth flat, I don't care what you do with it. I'm not out at sea navigating. But we do definitely measure elevation angles off a flat Earth. And once we do, that's the end of the discussion. I don't care what you do with those flat Earth elevation angle measurements off surface level. They're measurements off surface level. So we've got a surface level that we're measuring. Do I give a crap what you do with them? No. We do measure Earth flat, though. That's the end of the debate. There wasn't ever one to have. We measured Earth flat always. That's how the entirety of Earth was surveyed, mapped and charted, and is now flown over and sailed across and navigated with flat Earth elevation angles being the tool, and surfaces that are areas of equal elevation. That's how we do it. So there's no debate here. There's no asking me how it works on a bleeding ball. It doesn't. It works flat. Don't have to like it.
Says, well, it has been demonstrated multiple times using measurements and drawing those onto a globe, and surprise, correct coordinates.
Sorry, let me get it straight. You think you can draw a circle, that's two-dimensional, of equal elevation, that means same elevation everywhere, on a ball? No, you're a retard. You don't understand what a circle is. It's two-dimensional. Unlike your stupid curved ball surface that curves in all direction from all points. In models that were created with flat Earth elevation angle measurements to Polaris to derive radial values that are also flat Earth circles of equal elevation. You can convert those flat Earth circles of equal elevation, areas of equal altitude, into a spherical radius. That's what you can do. after measuring Earth flat. But what you can't do is say, look, I can plot an area, that's a circle, of equal altitude, equal elevation on a ball. No, you cannot. Moron. Don't you understand what a ball is? It has no areas of two-dimensionality, no flat surfaces, no areas of equal altitude. Meanwhile, the angle measurement itself requires surface level be measured. It's part of the angle. And if it isn't a level surface, it isn't an angle. You get it, you stupid idiots on the ball side. Earth's measured flat.
So they jump past it again. They jumping the gun and skipping past angles. Now, we've already just explained for that circle of equal altitude or elevation, right? That comes from the radius, yeah? The distance that we just spoke about after bringing your eye level down to 0 degrees sea level, and the distance then across that 0 degrees sea level baseline to the GP of the sun, let's say. Now, that could be 3,000 miles of a straight horizontal line at sea level. Now, that's not curved. You've already utilized the horizontal baseline at this point, yeah? The angle, elevation angle has been established. Yeah, we've got the horizontal baseline. Now, that's going to be the radius for the circle.
The radius is a straight line. In this case, along the surface. It's a derivation of the straight line along the surface forming the angle measurement. That's where you get this radius that's straight from. Don't have curved radii. Idiots on the ball side need to, as one deck puts it, whistle past the flat Earth measurement of this angle. So they can say that the radius is part of a spherical system. No, you're going to measure the surface level to acquire this flat, straight distance called radius. It's measured with respect to sea level for a two-dimensional flat circle of equal altitude. That's how Earth is measured. Flat.
Yeah, he got his coordinates from measuring Earth flat first. Just because you put it on a point on a globe, you got them flat. That's how you got your coordinates.
Yeah, coordinates are flat Earth elevation angle measurements. Part of the coordinate is the surface level that forms the angle. Oh, right, let's form a ball. No, it isn't. If it is, it's not an angle anymore, and you haven't got any coordinates. Yeah? Like McToon figured out when he was waving his coordinates at Brian. And Brian said, those are flat Earth elevation angle measurements you're measuring. Like he rumpus me from Antarctica whilst measuring them. And I'm saying to him, you've got flat Earth angle measurements, you numpty. What was his response? Where are the guns, Nathan? Is that a rebuttal to his flat Earth angle measurements? Because if they aren't flat Earth angle measurements, they're not angles. That's to say you haven't got any measurements unless they're off a flat Earth. It's part of the angle that you're measuring, with surface level being that part of the angle for the coordinate, for the degree. That number with a little circle after it. Part of that number with a circle after it is a flat horizontal baseline. It's part of the angle. If you haven't got a flat Earth, then you aren't measuring anything, you stupid bull-believing idiots.
Same principle how we get latitude. Again, at sea level, 0 degrees, horizontal baseline, elevation angle to a star. There's your latitude. It's a flat Earth elevation angle measurement taken at sea level.
Oh, it doesn't matter how you obtain it. If you are measuring incorrectly and using a globe model, you don't have a model.
So we're not measuring anything with a globe model. We measure with a sextant, you complete bull-believing retard. Do you think we're holding up a ball when we've got a sextant in our hand measuring surface level angle measurements to altitude angles of stars? No, we're forming two lines, one along the ground that will form a radial value for a circle of equal altitude. That radial value is one line of the angle you measure with a sextant. Nobody on a boat is holding a globe model, you total tard. What they are holding is an angle measuring tool called a sextant. It requires the surface level be flat. Nobody's holding a ball on a boat, you moron.
Yeah, he's strange, this guy. He's got some stupid things. That's an incorrect model. You don't have a model.
Nobody's measuring models on boats when they measure angles to stars. These idiots think that the mariners are out there holding a fucking globe in one hand and a sextant in the other. Are you retarded? No, they're not. You stupid idiot.
They're using the surface of Earth to help find the position and navigate the surface of Earth. And when they're at sea, well, I'm going to say it again, they're using the sea level as the horizontal baseline to acquire their elevation angle.
Yeah, but these idiots want to utilise the surface level angle measurements, part of which is the baseline for the angle, and say, but on a globe model, the angle would have a bent line, then it's not an angle anymore, is it? So unless you've got a flat Earth to measure, you haven't got an angle.
Yeah, we're not sailing on a globe model. We're sailing on the surface of Earth, and we're utilising sea level for the elevation angles horizontal baseline. Sea level at 0 degrees.
Same when we survey the world or chart the world. The surveyors are measuring Earth flat with trig. They need, that is to say, they require Earth be flat for a horizontal distance measurement. Without it, that's to say, without a flat Earth, they can't do trig. And that is how we have charted the entirety of the surface of the Earth we dwell atop. That's how it's been surveyed, with horizontal distance measurements and trig. That's how it's done. Now, you numpties on the ball side want to utilise these flat Earth elevation angle measurements, trig, and horizontal distances, and say that they bend. They don't.
Mark Beltrami's back saying the statement is incorrect because the dip of the sea horizon is a real phenomenon that is accounted for in navigation and is influenced by an observer's eye height.
Eye height is measured off surface level, numpty dipshit. We're talking about perpendicular to the plane of reference to give you an up direction for height. Heights are measured from sea level. That's how we measure height. We don't measure them from the centre of a ball because that would be in or out when referencing a sphere. But we don't measure heights in or out. We don't say how in we are when travelling downwards. We don't say how out we are when we describe our height off sea level. It's an upward orientation perpendicular to a plane of reference, measured from a plane. That's how height is measured. Don't believe me? Go and look at your own stupid Earth curve maths. It's labelled in black and white. Surface level. Now, without it, your maths fails. Without parallel eye level to the surface level, measured for height. We're dealing with idiots, religious fundamentalist zealots, who have decided that their belief trumps physical measurements of Earth's surface. Your ball belief is based on those flat Earth measurements. Without those flat Earth measurements, you won't derive a radial value by way of elevation angle measurement to Polaris. You have no sphere Earth radius without measuring Earth flat first. You can't get to your ball model, you numpty dipshit. You can't hold up a ball on a boat with a sextant like you believe they do. They don't. Without first deriving the radial value you've converted to sphericity from flat Earth measurements. Where do you think you got your radius value to believe in a ball? It's from the flat Earth measurements also. Polaris-based measurements. The minimum, the equator. That's your radial value, extrapolated from a flat Earth angle to Polaris. You bunch of idiots.
The globe is flat. It is measured like that. And the globe is flat, and the Greeks all knew that because they measured angles using sticks and shadows. The globe must be flat for horizontal shadows. Even that dude Al-Biruni knew the globe was flat because he went and measured the height of a mountain like that And when I was a sailor navigating the sea, the surface of the ocean looked very flat to me. Triangulation on the surface of Earth, all achievable without one single use of a curve.
Detailing how Al-Biruni acquires the elevation of the mountain. To acquire the height to do his differential calculation for dip, he needs to first get the height of a mountain. And how does he do it at the vast distances? Well, like any survey, he uses horizontal distance measurement and perpendicular height by way of derivation with trig. That's triangles on a flat earth. That's how he does it. He then goes up the mountain and uses a parallel eye level with surface level to infer a dip where there's a geometric horizon below the surface level he measured for his height. So Al-Biruni measured Earth flat. For trig. For height. You can't measure it any other way. Earth can only be measured flat. That's how it's been measured for thousands of years. And your numpty dipshit ball faith came from those very specific Al-Biruni flat Earth height measurements of mountains. Without first measuring Earth flat for the height of the mountain, you don't have a ball Earth radius, you bunch of crackheads. Earth's measured flat by everyone. There are no exceptions.
Yeah, even the guys in chat, they've been using flat Earth for trying to skip by it. You see, if you can get past the initial flat Earth measurement you take, then you can go into fantasy land.
Yeah, if we just ignore Al-Biruni measuring the height of the mountains with trig and horizontal distances, that's to say, if we just ignore the very fundamental base premise of this maths, then we can ignore that Earth's being measured flat to achieve a sphere belief. Yeah, you can do that. You can ignore Al-Biruni's use of a flat Earth to acquire the height of the mountain. You can ignore that in favour of your violation of the flat baseline he measured, to suggest that the curve baseline's actually what was used to get the height of the mountain. No, it wasn't. Al-Biruni required Earth to be flat to start your ball faith off. And now if you whistle past that, it's almost like you didn't measure Earth flat. It's almost like Al-Biruni doesn't require trig on a flat Earth with horizontal distances to infer your sphere. It's almost like it didn't happen, but it did. Al-Biruni does measure Earth flat first. Without it, he's got no height of the mountain, has he? Without it, he doesn't have a parallel eye level to infer the dip below the surface level he measured for the height. So let's get it absolutely clear. You require Earth to be measured flat for your dumbass ball faith.
Yeah, that's a fact. What is trigonometry anyway, Nathan?
Triangles.
Oh, that's going to be a problem for them then.
Yeah, I mean, they're using them. They used them when they measured the heights of anything ever on the surface of Earth. That's how we measure height. It's perpendicular to a plane. It always was. It always will be. No matter who you get rid of, no matter how much you suppress me and this subject, you will still require Earth to be flat for your ball faith. That's never going to change. I hope you understand what I'm pointing out to you, ball believers. Without a flat Earth to measure, you don't have a ball faith. Is that clear?
Yep, it all starts flat. It's amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, so deny you've got a flat Earth beneath your feet all you like. All you're doing is denying the base premise that makes your ball faith possible.
Yeah. No flat Earth measurement, no globe.
Exactly. No flat Earth measurement. Very well put. No flat Earth measurement, no globe. It's just that simple. Well, Earth's not flat. So Al-Biruni didn't use trig to get the height of the mountain then. Well, you haven't got any measurements of radius. So you're denying your own radius value, denying that the trig off a flat plane was used by Al-Biruni. Oh, fine. No worries. Yeah, then you've got no maths for a ball. Your faith fails. Oh, right, you do accept that Al-Biruni measured Earth flat with trig. Then Earth is measured flat. Now, it wasn't up for contention. That's just how Alberuni measured Earth. Flat for the height of the mountain. Flat for a parallel eye level. Flat for his trig. That's how Earth gets measured. You don't have to like it. It's a fundamental premise that you require to believe in a ball. You are required to understand at a base level that Earth will and can only be measured flat for your dumbass ball faith. Don't forget it.
How did you put that one, Deck?
No flat Earth measurements, no globe.
Is it any different than when I said the globe is measured flat?
I think it was one deck that said that originally too.
It's driving them crazy because I'd never seen the chat so active with ballers. This is really, really like hitting them right where it hurts. It's not our fault. It's just the way it is.
Sorry, people disagreeing with me from chat. Feel free to click the link and come and tell me that Alberuni did not measure Earth flat for the height of the mountain and the trig with triangles on a flat surface and horizontal distance measurement. Come and tell me he didn't measure Earth flat. Yeah? So I can beat the living daylights out of you with your own flat Earth prerequisite measurements measured by Alberuni for your sphere Earth radius. Now, obviously, I'll point out once you do accept that Alberuni absolutely without question must measure Earth flat to use trig. Once I point that out, you'll be on your knees acknowledging how flat Earth Alberuni measured Earth. Alternatively, you can find your way to the hard place of denying the requirement of a flat Earth measurement by Alberuni. You can deny the origin story your faith is based on and its need to measure Earth flat. You can deny that, you bunch of clowns. But then you don't have any Earth measurements, do you? If you want to deny that Alberuni measured Earth flat with trig, then you don't have any measurements. Oh, what? You do accept that Alberuni measured Earth flat with trig for the height of the mountain. Then Earth is measured flat. Can't have it both ways. It's either measured flat for your stupid dumbass ball faith, or it isn't and you've got no ball measurements for your stupid dumbass ball faith. Choose. It's either measured flat by Biruni or you haven't got any measurements. There's no third option.
You guys are essentially saying no matter what we use, we can always make your measurements work on a ball.
Sorry, you can't make trig for a height of a mountain work on a globe. Do you not understand what trig is, you bunch of spastics? No. Trig requires a flat horizontal distance measurement to get the height of the mountain. Without it, the base measurement Alberuni made fails if the ground is curving. Don't you get it? You need Earth to be measured flat. And if you deny it, you don't have any measurements. Without Earth being flat, he doesn't get a height. You bunch of idiots on the ball side. Earth is measured flat by Biruni, whether you like it or not. These are facts. Now, you can deny them, but all you're doing is kicking to the curb the very base principle of the measurement you're using to base a violation of that measurement on to believe in a ball with. You can either accept that Alberuni measured the height and then use trig, or you don't. I don't give a crap which one you do. The fact is Earth was measured flat by Alberuni. That is the fact of the matter, whether you like it or not. Telling me that what, trig works on a curve? No, it fucking doesn't. It's a triangle, you bunch of spastics. My name is Nathan Oakley, and I am calling every single solitary globe-believing retard who watches this show an idiot if they violate the base principle measurement made by Alberuni, utilising trig and horizontal distances to get the height of the mountain. You can deny it. That's the flat Earth measurement he requires. But as I keep telling you, that's the hard place. The place where you don't have anything to base your globe faith on. Because your globe faith's based on those flat Earth measurements, you bunch of numpties.
This guy's claiming that QE and Brian, right? He's using their names specifically. Don't even think geometry works for celestial navigation.
All right, I'll just appeal to, as opposed to Brian and QE, Al-Biruni. We've measured Earth flat for thousands of years. We've been getting the height of mountains off a flat Earth since forever. It's the only way we've ever measured Earth. Even dumbass bull believers' faith is based on those flat Earth measurements we've been measuring Earth flat with for thousands of years. What's that? You don't like that flat Earth measurement and trig, okay? It's not mine. It's your stupid radius value derivation, isn't it? It's not my measurement. I'm not suggesting Al-Biruni even existed. But in the annals of history, we've got it documented in simple trigonometric fact. Earth was measured flat by Biruni. It's just a fact. Don't have to friggin' like it.
Is he saying that because we say the celestials do not obey our geometry? That's
Not
what
our geometry, Biruni's geometry.
They jump in the gun. They don't want to talk about the base measurement. Nathan's pointing it out. It's measured flat. Utilises the flat Earth for the horizontal and the elevation angle measurement. That's what's done. Then they want to talk about, well, these angles we can plot them on a globe. Go and do what you want with them afterwards. We don't care. It's measured flat in the first instance. Simple as that.
You can't plot Al-Biruni's baseline measurement with horizontal distance on a globe because you won't get a height. It fails miserably unless you measure Earth flat. So I'll just give you your choices again. You can either sink to your knees in acknowledgement of your requirement to measure Earth flat for the height of the mountain utilising trig, or you can relinquish your measurement. It's not a measurement, it's a flat Earth measurement, but your inference of a violation of the flat Earth measurement suggested by Biruni. You can relinquish that if you deny that Earth was measured flat with trig for the height of the mountain. One more time. You can deny Earth's flat measurement by Biruni, meaning you haven't got any measurements, or you can sink to your knees in acknowledgement of just how flat Earth will and was measured by Al-Biruni for the height of a mountain. And to summarise what is actually the case, Earth was measured flat by Al-Biruni with horizontal distance measurement for trig and perpendicular elevation of the mountain. Without it, you've got nothing. So you better accept the flat Earth measurement because without it, you've got jack.
Well, no, this is funny. Meanwhile, the globe already works.
Sorry, it works based on the measurements Al-Biruni took off a flat Earth to derive radial values with. So you can say that it works, but in reality it violates the base principle first measured by Al-Biruni of a flat Earth to utilise trig. So you can say it works on a globe, but no, trig doesn't work on a globe. It's triangles, they're flat. They're angles to the mountain. That's what they are. Horizontal distance measurements are prerequisite to do trig. Now, like I say, you can deny it. You can say, well, that works on a globe. No, it doesn't. Now, there are no trig for the globe and horizontal distance measurements for the globe. You need to first invent the globe. And to do so, you first measure Earth flat for the height of the mountain. Step one, not appeal to a globe model. Why do you think Al-Biruni's doing this? He's doing it to create your globe faith. And how does he do that? Well, he measures Earth flat for the height of the mountain with trig. So it doesn't work on a globe, it works by measuring Earth flat first. That's how it works. You don't have to like it. Earth is measured flat. By everyone always.
Yeah. You want to hear his last comments?
Go on.
I don't care if your supposed flat Earth measurements can suddenly transform to a globe and work. It seems a globe is at the very least a good approximation for your flat Earth, but all across the globe instead of locally for celestial navigation.
Sorry, you can use the approximation of the flat Earth measurements made by Al-Biruni. No, you can violate the base angle measurement used with trig to get the height to suggest, like Al-Biruni did, that the surface level he measured for height of mountains bends. But that's a bastardisation of the original measurement, so it fails miserably. But what's that? You can convert a flat measurement of height to curve. No, you can't. No, you don't have a height measurement anymore. Al-Biruni's maths fails. Don't you understand? You require Earth be measured flat, like we survey Earth flat. And we survey Earth with trig. Nothing's changed from that day to this, from Al-Biruni measuring the height of the mountain to how we measure mountains today. Nothing's changed. We still use trig. We still use horizontal distance measurements when surveying Earth at all scales. Always, without exception. We've been using trig to get the heights of mountains for thousands of years. For thousands of years, since Al-Biruni till now, we've always measured Earth flat. But what's that? You can believe that you can convert flat Earth measurements to a ball? Yeah, you can. You, with your numpty dipshit ball belief, can convert the measurements of Earth, which must be flat, to a ball, bless you, for your faith. Doesn't change how Earth got measured for you to convert it into your dumbass ball faith. Does it? Still flat now, was flat then, always will be flat whenever we measure anything with trig. It's using horizontal distance measurements. There are no exceptions. Earth was, is, and always will be measured flat.
Could you read out that comment again? Sorry, Wonder.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Brian.
was waiting for you to say. It says, okay, the comment again said, I don't care if your supposed flat Earth measurements can suddenly transform to a globe and work.
Pause there. That's what I needed. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. Because after Al-Biruni measured the angular height of the mountain to get an actual height based off of his distance from the mountain, when he went up the mountain, he then didn't have, even though you don't understand the story, he didn't have a geometric horizon. So he had to make up a globe that he never measured. The horizon is not a point of tangency. End of story. And he couldn't have seen the horizon because he was actually 600 miles from the sea. Not that you don't know, not that you know that or any of your friends know that, because you're all a crowd of numpties.
Shout out to it in the chat. Sorry, just give me a second. Oh, it's Unitox Femu. Thank you very much indeed for the super chat, Unitox Femu. Really appreciate it. It says there are so many elevation profile deniers. Yeah. Go and have a look at the elevation profile. It's used by professionals to build something. Or build things with Google Earth. Google Earth Pro is used to build things on Earth. The elevation profiles show you how Earth has been measured. It is flat. I'm just going to read out this AI overview of geodetic surveying. In geodetic surveying, elevation angles are primarily measured using a theodolite, which is an optical instrument with a telescope and a rotating base, to determine the vertical angle of a point relative to a horizontal plane. These measured vertical angles, along with known horizontal distances, are used in trigonometric levelling to calculate the elevation of a point. I hope we're all clear that we are surveying Earth flat as a horizontal plane, utilising horizontal distances in surveying. I hope that's clear. Earth is measured flat.
Yep, and like we said yesterday, you know, so all this locally measured flat. Local is just what you can measure, you know, in front of you and to a certain distance. It doesn't matter. It's measured flat throughout and on the surface of Earth. Yeah, that's how it's done. Always. It's measured horizontally. It's measured with elevation angles. That's how it's done everywhere. all the time.
Rob Noxious is declaring war on you, Nathan. I will get so many people to report you won't have a choice. You're all effed up a lot, not allowing conversation. Now I'll make my life to get you off the internet.
But somebody
He's
find out who
trying-
Rob Noxious is so I can report him to his local police authorities. He's now threatening me. Yeah? That's what we're having. We've got globe believers in the face of me pointing out that Alberuni measures Earth flat, threatening me and suggesting that I should have my livelihood taken away. That's what we have to deal with. Utter scum who, in the face of losing an argument based on how their own gurus measure Earth flat with elevation angles, would want to take food out of my own kids' mouths. Pathetic. Find out who this arsehole is so I can report him to his police authorities for stalking me. This is a stalker, a scumbag stalker who's now threatening me.
Well, he's getting kicked out of Earth Awakenings and 24/7, and he wants to come here now. But you can't have a conversation with the guy because he's just a liar, and now he's crying to try and starve you out. That's what his threat is.
Yeah.
This is what they resort to. They're not even humans.
So if I can't overcome the flat Earth elevation angle measurements made by Al-Biruni, I'll have your channel off you. That's your attitude, is it? Yeah? I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's spin this on its head. Hey, Dave McKeegan, have you got any flat earthers out there saying that because you talk about how ball-shaped it ain't measured when you measure Earth flat off surface level in Antarctica, that you should have your channel taken away from you? Or are you given algorithmic favouritism? Because over on this side of the fence, I point out that you and Simon Dan, for instance, measure Earth flat thousands of times with elevation angles, and what I get as thanks is told that I should be eradicated, told that I should take my own life in emails repeatedly on a daily basis. I get told that I should have my channel taken away by stalkers. That's what I get. What's that? You get to take a couple of weeks off, go down to Antarctica and fail to use a tripod correctly, you absolute spastic, and then still manage to make money on YouTube? Yeah, life's not fair, is it? Yeah? You know you're over the target when you start catching this kind of flack. I point out that Dave McKeegan measures Earth flat in Antarctica with elevation angles. Simon Dan had 1,000 participants of his audience measure the sun with a flat Earth elevation angle. And Al-Biruni, the very basis of the ball faith in the first instance, measured a mountain flat for its elevation off surface level with trig based on horizontal distances. What's the response from my audience? Have his head. You know you're over the target when you catch this kind of flack.
Can you not report that kind of threat to YouTube, Nathan, no? But that is a threat via YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I said. People should report Rob Noxious to his local authorities. He is a danger to society. He's going around threatening people. He should be criminally prosecuted for it.
The thing is, Nathan, what he's doing now, I think that was a pretty good show up to now. It was flowing with lots of good information. Obviously, people are getting triggered by the truth. And now he's steered that away from that point. And we're talking about this now. So that's what they do. He's disturbed the show a little bit now.
I can bring it back on track. Yeah, me pointing out that Earth is measured flat for your ball faith leads members of my audience to incite hatred against a group. Now, it's my understanding that if I was in the trans community, this man would be beheaded, you know, metaphorically, of course, chastised on a community level because he's inciting hatred against a particular group. But because I'm a flat earther, it's tolerable. Why is it that me pointing out that Al-Biruni measures Earth flat with trig should incite hatred against a group? Why is that tolerable in today's society? It's not tolerable. Me pointing out the fact that Al-Biruni measured Earth flat shouldn't result in me worrying about being able to feed my kids tomorrow, should it? This is not reasonable behaviour by reasonable people. It's scummy behaviour by scummy people who don't like the fact Earth gets measured flat for their ball faith. Me pointing out the fact Al-Biruni measured Earth flat shouldn't result in anything. It should get you thanking me for pointing out how Earth got measured. It's part of your rhetoric. Got a massive super chat. Shout out to... Oh, why isn't it appearing on my viewer activity?
That's Huberticus. Good guy.
Hubertus, thank you very much indeed for the super chat. Pay your bills, feed your family. Yeah, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, if you're watching this, please share the show. 65 people watching. That's terrible. Why is there only 65 people watching? Another shout out to Unitox Femu, who says, sea level will destroy my religion. Please help. That's getting hard. Thank you, Unitox Femu.
Nathan, be afraid. Be very, very afraid. He's got over 50 accounts, and he's going to bring you down.
So he's persisting. Because of what? Because of what? Me pointing out that Al-Biruni measured Earth flat with trig. So because Al-Biruni measured Earth flat with trig, I should have my channel be risked. Is that right? Why? Scum. No, you belong in jail. That's where you belong, you scumbag.
Well, to be fair, he said because you're not allowing anybody to speak, but we have allowed Rob
Right,
to
I've got a
speak.
public link.
And all
You
he
can
did was
join.
chant.
Public link. Anybody can join. But scumbags who say that I should have the food taken off my table or my channel taken down, yeah, with justification, you should be banned. Not only banned, you should be locked up. You know, appeal to the fact that I've got a public link here. Anybody can join. You've joined. What you did was behave like a scumbag. And now, with me pointing out that Earth's measured flat by your guru, Al-Biruni, you're going to persist and then moan? What a scumbag. Lock him up.
Yeah. Come in and tell us how he didn't measure elevation angles from a horizontal baseline.
Oh, he did. Al-Biruni did measure Earth flat with a horizontal baseline. If you deny that fact, then he has no trig to get the height of the mountain to progress the process of believing you're on a ball. So, but for the fact that Al-Biruni measured Earth flat, you wouldn't have a ball to believe in. So what you can do is just say thank you. Thank you, Nathan, for pointing out how flat Earth must be measured for me to believe in a ball. I'm really grateful. Up until now, I thought it just worked on the ball model. I thought Al-Biruni was holding a globe already when he derived a radial value by using flat Earth trig to get the height of the mountain. No, he didn't. He used flat Earth trig to get the height of the mountain. He measured Earth flat with horizontal distance measurements. Without horizontal flat Earth measurements, you don't have a ball to believe in. What's that, have my channel off me? Why? Going through standard ball-believing rhetoric. It's very basic stuff. Can someone dig out the video of that chick talking about Al-Biruni's measurement, where she has a little chuckle about how Al-Biruni must measure Earth flat? Should we have a little listen to someone on your own side smiling while saying Earth gets measured flat by Al-Biruni? Because I will expect this scumbag who deserves locking up to want to take that chick's channel away too. Because like me, she points out how Al-Biruni must measure Earth flat. Is she being threatened to have her channel taken off her? No, it's just me, isn't it? It's because I don't say, well, even though we measure Earth flat, we can still have a ball violating that base measurement. Because I don't say the contradiction in terms that violates the base principle of trigonometric measurement of heights of mountains. I should have my channel taken off me. No. We just live in a very unfair world where numpty dipshits who are controlled by algorithmic favouritism believe in a ball that's derived from flat Earth measurements. And anybody who points out that, well, you'll need flat Earth measurements for that belief should be shut down. Scum. No, you deserve locking up.
Did that girl have a geometric horizon in her video? Because I don't think so. Because Al-Biruni didn't have a geometric horizon either, so he didn't have a point of tangency. So he didn't measure any ball, boneheads.
No, he just measured Earth flat for the horizontal distance measurement to the mountain to do the trig when he got the difference backing away from it. That's how you do trig to get height. Now, without a flat Earth horizontal distance measurement, you can't get the elevation angle difference to calculate the height. So without a flat Earth measurement, you don't have a ball to believe in. It is that simple. Take Nathan's channel off him!
I'm going to say it again. No flat Earth measurement, no globe.
Yeah, he claims that he doesn't have if nobody's allowed to debate you, he's banned. Well, Rob, we allowed you in, and you obviously messed up, right? And you know what you did to get you banned.
No, let's
right?
agree with him. I just want to agree with him. No, you're right. Nobody's allowed to debate me on this fact. You don't debate facts. They're not debatable. What are you going to say? Al-Biruni didn't use trig for the height? Feel free. Because then you don't have any measurements, you stupid crackhead. Without flat earth trig, you don't have anything. This isn't debatable. What are you going to do? Disagree with me? Good. Yeah, because you give up your ball face by disagreeing with this fact. Earth is measured flat by Al-Biruni. Was that me inviting you to debate that fact, dickhead? No, it's not debatable. It's a fact. That's how trig's done. I'm not inviting you to debate me about it, you stupid crackhead. What I am suggesting is that we find out who the fuck you are so we can have you locked up for threatening me, you total scumbag. That's what I'm suggesting. Not that you come in here and debate me. What are you going to debate? The measurements off a flat surface level for the trig? That's not debatable. It's not contentious. It's a fact. You don't have to like these facts of flat earth measurements. They're used in your ball belief. So what are you going to do? Debate them? Yeah, if you debate them, you give up your religion. Because they're not debatable. They're your measurements inferring sphericity. But the measurements are flat. Make no mistake about it. It's not debatable. Have you not been listening for the last 2 straight years? This is not a debate anymore. It's a title of a show. That's all it is. It's name only. There is no debate. We measure Earth flat.
Well, Alberuni needed to know the horizontal distance between him and the mountains before he could start measuring the angular height of it. Because he needed that to be able to determine the actual height above his own elevation, which he also needed, which is a vertical. You know what I mean? So,
yes.
Which is 90 degrees to that horizontal. Then he went up the mountain after doing all those flat earth measurements and using other people's flat earth measurements for the elevations, or for his own elevation. He then went up the mountain and didn't have a geometric globe's edge horizon to measure with. So I don't know where you're going to go with that, but that certainly doesn't appear. That doesn't come across for me as any kind of a globe measurement. I'm just saying, like, I mean, what would I know?
You'd know that axiomatically you can't have perpendicular to a sphere. You can have flat Earth horizontal distance measurements and perpendicular upward directions for heights. But they're all flat Earth measurements.
Yeah, for him to know the horizontal distance between his position and the mountain, right? He had to know, right, that his vertical elevation above sea level and the vertical elevation of the mountain above sea level had to be parallel because he's using a horizontal distance, right? And then he's going to use that 90 degrees where that horizontal beats the vertical of the mountain to gain the angular height. And because he knows the horizontal distance, that allows him to gain the actual height. Then he goes up the mountain and doesn't have a geometric globe edge horizon to use for a point of tangency. So at no point was the sphere at any point measured. It's over.
I want to ask the audience to leave me a comment in this regard, right? I'm going to round out this live show shortly. But just leave me a comment. I want to know the opinion, specifically from ball believers, not flatties. Is it reasonable that in pointing out how Al-Biruni measured Earth, is it reasonable that I should have my channel threatened for literally pointing out word for word, verbatim, the globe Earth story of Al-Biruni? Not making any changes, not making any alterations, sticking to the absolute stone-cold facts that you believe in details that repeat the story verbatim. Is that justification for suggesting that I should have my channel taken away from me and that I should be left with an inability to feed my kids? Is that reasonable, globe believers? I want to know if you think that's reasonable behaviour, because that's what I'm subject to daily. For just pointing out how your globe Earth rhetoric measures Earth flat. Why should I have my livelihood threatened? Is that reasonable, globe believers? And once you've put that comment, tell me if you understand just how flat Earth was measured by Al-Biruni.
Well, they're not saying that. They're saying the fact that you don't allow anyone to come in and hold you to task, let's say.
Right, anybody can join. There is a link below this video. The show is publicly accessible by anybody. Now, this person, one man, who has come in and threatened me, literally during this show, he is not allowed. Perfectly justifiable that I can and will ban anybody who threatens me. Absolutely. But the rest of everybody else can join if they choose to. And what are you going to do? Tell me I'm wrong? Tell me Al-Biruni didn't use trig to get the height of the mountain off a flat Earth? I'm not wrong. This isn't contentious. It's not up for debate. I'll just reiterate the facts in this matter. Earth was measured flat by Al-Biruni. Did you hear anybody challenging it? No. There is a public link. Anybody could have come in and said, no, you're wrong, Nathan. The way he got a flat Earth elevation angle measurement with a little degree number afterwards and then backed away and got a slightly lower number so he could calculate the height of that mountain using horizontal distance measurements was actually with a curve angle. You just don't understand curve angles, Nathan. No, that won't happen because it's not contentious. It's not up for debate. It's a statement of absolute fact. Earth was measured flat by Al-Biruni. Not up for debate, not contentious, never going to change, always an absolute fact of the matter. That if you deny your own base premise for an Earth belief that you hold. So feel free to deny the fact of flat Earth measurement by Al-Biruni. You can deny these facts. Me, I'm not so stupid as to debate absolute facts. They're facts. Like a fact of trig being used by Al-Biruni off a flat Earth with horizontal distance measurements. That's Earth being measured flat whether you like it or not, you bunch of numbskulls.
How do you have an horizon on a globe? I didn't add that part in there, but
You can't.
You can't.
You know, there's that issue as well.
You
Well, he
can't.
brought your name into it too. He said UNQE say the geometry does not work doing celestial navigation.
Which geometry?
Ball geometry doesn't work.
Right. I could find it for you if you want.
Which geometry is he saying doesn't work? What's he on about?
While you're looking that up, shout out to Daz for another massive super chat. Really appreciate these big super chats. Very much so. Thank you. Love your work. Keep it up. Thanks. Really appreciate your support, Daz. Thank you for the super chat.
I seen a guy in chat there before I joined, some while before I joined. I was busy, so I couldn't join. And he was saying something about how you use a perfect horizontal, right, to make your elevation angle with the sextant. But that horizontal is taken from the globe's edge horizon or some nonsense like that. No, buddy. The horizon is not the geometric leading edge of a globe. So you don't have that, number one. Number two, you don't have a distance to the horizon. You have to give it a distance. In the modified celestial navigation of today's world, not the old one. So you don't have anything. There is no globe. And you don't have horizontal on a globe because there is no consistent orientation on a globe. But to do celestial navigation, it requires a consistent orientation. It requires horizontal to not be anything other than horizontal and to never change its orientation.
Brian, here's one about flight. In order to get a specific flight path, you need to choose the angle of attack and pitch that will give you that, So balance, lift, and weight, or centrifugal pedal forces.
Welcome to
I
Flat
don't even know
Earth.
what that means.
Welcome
to Flat Earth.
Means welcome to Flat Earth.
See, the problem is, what the boulders do is to get to the point of detailing the very thing that they're trying to use, right? But they have to detail it correctly, right, as much as possible. Now, sometimes they mess around with words and they edit it a little bit. But the problem is they're trying to hijack something that's happening in the real world. But that thing that's happening in the real world requires the earth to be flat and uses it flat. So that's all they're doing at any point like that. Like giving a concise detail of what's going on. That has nothing to do with your globe. You just detailed flat out.
Yeah, well summarized. So they'll take the example, like when they very casually, like that chick in that video, goes through how Al-Biruni measures Earth flat. Without a hint of irony. There's a requirement for a flat surface level to be measured by Al-Biruni, and she says, oh, I'll have people in the audience saying Earth's flat because of this. No, it's not that you'll have audience members saying Earth's flat. Al-Biruni's measuring it flat. It's required to be so to do the trig to get the height. But without a hint of irony, they'll just take that flat Earth measurement and suggest that he's deriving some sort of spherical measurement with it. No, you're just measuring Earth flat. But they use our measurements to infer a ball. That's to say they use flat Earth measurements, and they don't even realise they're doing it half the time.
Again, pitch is often positive. What are you expecting to see?
Yeah, positive in relation to horizontal.
Yeah. Welcome to flat Earth.
What the hell is this doing on?
Yeah.
He keeps proving flat Earth. Let him go.
Yeah, they keep using our stuff.
It's okay. Rob Noxious is after me now, Nathan. Now he's going to bring me down.
Why is this person threatening us?
My God.
What's going on? Why are we being threatened by scumbags? Because we talk about Earth being measured flat, we deserve being threatened. It's outrageous. These people should be locked up.
Well, if I remember correctly, I just got a confirmation that what they claim you did was BS. And I remember that's why Rob Noxious got banned, because he accused you of something. And now I have a board telling me we know that was BS. So what are you on about? You're not invited here anymore.
Yeah, I just think it's disgusting that we should have to even deal with this. You know, if we were any other community, the police would be round his door knocking on it, right? But you're inciting hatred. Don't you understand? That's beyond the pale. Like, literally, he's going out there and inciting hatred, isn't he?
Yeah, he's seeking me out.
Him and go back to the measurements.
Yeah, I didn't seek him out. He's seeking me out. And it's very painful for them, you know, because they want to hold on to a religious belief. Once your religion is showed to be wrong, you resist because you're in a religion. One of the root words for religion is return to bondage. And the globe has them in such bondage that they will wail and gnash their teeth at you and threaten to bring you down and take your livelihood away. Doesn't matter that you have children that you have to feed. That doesn't matter. You're coming against a religion, the biggest religion in the world. Brian has often said, like, to him, and I agree, this is the most important topic ever.
Like I keep saying, I just don't see any other part of society where it would be tolerated to incite hatred against a group for whatever reason.
Well, just to give some contrast, Nathan. You were saying earlier you had 6 viewers, right?
Yeah, about that.
Now, this is, as far as I'm concerned, the most important topic of all time. Now, I understand at present there's a lot of political stuff going on in the US with the death of Charlie Kirk, etc., right? And I understand that Candace Owens is friends with this man, right? But last night, she got someone, I saw it myself just prior to this, and someone wrote it as a comment sometime later, I saw it. She got 292 or 94,000 live viewers. Now, something, I'm not saying that she shouldn't get them, but something is very wrong. That you would only get 60-something viewers. You know what I mean? Somebody, like, there's something rotten in Denmark that there's that much of a differential. That's crazy. Now, I understand. I'm not saying you should get 292,000 live viewers, or that I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm just saying, I mean, 60-something, come on, even the ballers would have to agree. There's like, that is not correct. There's something wrong there. You know what I mean? Algorithmically, sorry.
Yeah, algorithmically, I'm withheld from everybody, even my own audience.
This guy's saying that's why we deny gravity. Brian, what's your answer when somebody says you deny gravity?
No one has produced any actual scientific evidence for it. So it's not that I deny it. It would have to be proven to exist in the first place.
Well, what is gravity? If you're going to talk about gravity, we're talking about a downward orientation. You're talking about requiring a horizontal plane of reference to describe gravity. Gravity requires a flat Earth, you bunch of numpties.
No, if you're talking about general relativity, then you're not talking about a downward vector. There is no downward.
Space-time's flat.
Yeah, space-time is flat, but there is no downward in general relativity.
There's no downwards in... How can there not be any... I'm not educated enough in general relativity to have this argument with you, Brian.
Phone, in general relativity, if I go on my phone, right, based off of gravity being a force,
yep.
The claim is that my phone goes down because there's a force attracting it towards the center of the globe, right? In general relativity, if I go on my phone, it doesn't go down. The Earth comes up to meet it. My phone is sitting in free space, giving me the impression that it has been pulled down. It's not actually going down in general relativity. The Earth is coming up, not the other way around.
Let's get clarity. It says, that is why you deny gravity, because all your claims would fall apart, because your claims falling apart on your own.
No one's denying gravity. Nobody has produced any scientific evidence of its existence. That's the problem. It's not that it's been denied. You can't deny something that no one has proven existed. Do you know what I mean? It's not possible. It's logically fallacious. Now, prove the existence of this thing, and if I deny it, then you can then say I deny it. Nobody has proven the existence of it. Whatever it is, because there's several different versions.
Yeah. Steve Bauman did it. It's full of ballers today, Brian. We are so over the target and so hitting them where it hurts that they're coming out everywhere, spewing their religious rhetoric.
But it's not just the ball. All the flat earthers who have an issue with Nathan, right, and QE, right, and people here, right, on this panel, including me, maybe, I don't know, who don't listen to nonsense, who correct them the same way as they'll correct the baller when they're wrong. They expected Nathan to listen to their BS, right, but to not listen to the BS from the ballers. And when Nathan wasn't listening to their BS, go back to listen to 2018 when he told Bob, right, what you're talking about is nonsense, it's not science, right? When Nathan didn't listen to their BS, suddenly Nathan was the bad guy. So, according to a lot of the flat earthers, they should get away with talking rubbish, but the ballers should be held to task on it. No, that's not how it works. So, ever since then, and as time goes on, all this BS that has come from flat earthers, and there's no end of it, right? They're nearly as bad as the ballers, if not worse, right? Because people here won't listen to it and correct it and show them where it's wrong. Instead of going, you're right, I was wrong about that, and now I'm more clear. No, it's the evil Nathan and the evil QE and then BS thirds over on FED. Do you know what I mean? That's all you have. So that's another reason why Nathan's number is down and why there's so many ballers in the chat and there's not enough flat earthers.
Well, he says things don't fall. Pressure explained, Cavendish orbits, Einstein rings, gravitational waves. What have you got? Reality.
Cavendish orbits.
Relative density, and he laughs at us.
Cavendish has nothing to do with Einstein. Absolutely nothing. All that was thrown out the window by Einstein. Cavendish also has nothing to do with Newton.
Yeah, it's just rhetoric. We know this. We were there.
If he's denying relative density, he's denying the existence of buoyancy. Archimedes' principle. That's what he's denying. He doesn't even know it.
Yep. Well, hopefully things will change. Adam should be coming back. We'll get back to work on the book because that's very important. As books, and I say books plural, because there will be more books. And that information gets out there. You know, heliocentrism's coming to an end. It's only a matter of time. And that's why you have these people coming out of the woodworks.
It is according to Putin.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. This vampire ball is coming to an end.
I can't believe he said that.
And given it 500 years, like as an amount of time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, there's not many other balls that have been around for 500 years. I mean, just what else could it be talking about?
It's very specific.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It couldn't be more specific. That's the thing.
Yeah, we can't prove that's what he's talking about, but it's the only one that he could be. Yeah.
What exactly? What else? What other vampire balls are there?
Exactly.
Yeah, we live in a weird world. Maybe that's just an Easter egg to get our juices flowing. Maybe it's not, but.
Well, I have a question for Brian. Can someone ask Brian why the Nautical Almanac shows that the GP of Polaris is not directly over the North Pole and why it shows that it's always changing?
Nobody has proven that Polaris is making a circle around the North Geographic Pole. Nobody has proven that the GP of Polaris is not the North Geographic Pole. So there's no point in asking me about the Nautical Almanac, which has been modified since the 1700s, right? Manipulated, you could say. There's no point in asking me about that until the claim that's within the Nautical Almanac, according to them, is proven. Now, I'm happy to admit that they are right, that it is making a little circle around the North Geographic Pole. I'm happy to say, yeah, great, right? It is making a little circle, but you must prove it. So this is winter time coming in now, right? Go to Lapland, go to northern Finland, wherever. Get out your equipment and do a time lapse, a 24-hour time lapse of Polaris, right, with star trails making a circle. Because I've seen many videos where it appears to make a little straight line, right, over a few hours, and then other videos where it appears to make a little arc. Now that arc is not in conjunction with the other arcs that are around it. I won't even go into that, right? And I've seen other ones where it doesn't move at all. Same time lapses, same thing. So you show me the time lapse, the 24-hour time lapse of it making the circle, and then absolutely I'll go, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was wrong to say that it's GP doesn't move. But until you can support that, none of your comments mean anything.
I mean, regardless of that, Brian, forget all that. It's used to measure latitude at sea level, mate. The horizontal baseline being sea level at 0 degrees. Well, it helps to measure Earth flat, Al.
Absolutely. I mean, but they're not trying to argue that. That's not arguable. It's the problem. This is something that turned up in 2 videos ago that I made. I made a video about the Southern Cross, right? And I said something concerning Polaris, right? Within that, I said the GP of Polaris is the center of the latitude and longitude grid. I said Polaris doesn't move, right? Now, instead of anyone addressing, there was a couple of people that tried to address my Southern Cross video, but they failed, right? But most people on their side have since then only focused on what I said about Polaris. Now, the reason they're focusing on that is that's the red herring they need, so they don't have to address what's in their Southern Cross video. You know, like, what is it when they're doing this, is like, what is it that they're avoiding? That's all anyone ever has to think. Because it means that if they're focused on one thing, it means they're doing it to heavily avoid something else. What is it they're avoiding? You know what I mean? Well, there's lots of things, really. But the reason they're focusing on this thing with me is because they didn't want to focus on the topic of the video.
The actual...
Go on.
Go on, One Deck. What were you going to say?
Sorry, it was a bad line. I'm saying they're running away from the measurements of Earth, Brian. That's what they're running away from. I don't want to talk about.
But that's not what they're running away with from in my video. One Deck. That's what the point they were trying to make. They're running away from the topic of the video and what the video is actually about. And they're focusing on a comment I made within the video that I didn't even need to make for the video to be made. But I made the comment because I often give them things that they can latch onto on purpose. I'll give them red herrings because anyone who watches the video and then reads the comments knows these people are not addressing what's going on in the video. They're trying to talk about some other thing. And I've made another video after that that's really causing them their own problems, right? And they can't deal with that one either. But all I'm getting is the same question over and over again, written in comments. How come how they're putting it? Are you saying that you're right and Polaris doesn't move and the nautical almanac is wrong when the nautical almanac shows it making a little circle, right? According to the nautical almanac. And I'm okay with being wrong, but they have to prove. I don't care what the nautical almanac says because it's manipulated. It's been manipulated and changed since the 1700s. So I don't care what the nautical almanac says. You must prove that Polaris is doing this, and then absolutely fine. I'm fine about it. Because they don't even understand what they're talking about when it comes to the Polaris making the circle in the nautical almanac. They don't understand. The Polaris is totally stationary at all times, but when you're taking an angle to it, you refer to the nautical almanac, and the nautical almanac tells you, well, actually, Polaris is actually at this position in its little circle that nobody has ever shown or proven. There is no 24-hour video of Polaris making a circle in the sky. None. Now, every year, there is, in the northern winter, there is months at a time in Alaska, northern Finland, northern Norway, Lapland, all these places, right, the North Pole, where there's 24-hour darkness. There's going to be, 7 days a week. So someone get the video. It's that simple. Prove it. I'll go, yeah, hands up in the air, I was wrong. Prove it. But I'll take it, prove it. I'm not, 1 second, Neil. I'm not going to say, yeah, I was wrong, or yeah, I was right, until you prove it. You're making a claim of me being wrong, right? There's no evidence that what I said is wrong. No one's produced evidence of it. So until you produce evidence of it, right, I'm not going to concede to your position. I mean, is that not fair? Nathan, is that not fair?
Perfectly reasonable.
Can I just say something? Well, the other thing, guys, right, regardless of all that talk about Polaris and what that's doing, right, when using SLAS navigation, once you've taken your angle, there's a process you do, it's writing the time down. Yeah, so at that time, the almanac will tell you, the position, the GP of that star. Now, that may alter on different days and different times. That doesn't matter. You're still using an elevation angle. Yeah, still getting the GP of that star. You're still navigating the surface of Earth. That's what we're doing.
Well,
yeah, but this is an ongoing thing. Sorry, Nick, one.
Well, it is a simple question, right? How can the nautical almanac be wrong if CellNav works?
No, that's begging the question. That's begging the question that it's right without any evidence being shown of it. The nautical almanac, I'll say it again. The nautical almanac, you could go, Polaris might never move, and a GP might never move. But if you refer to the nautical almanac after you've made your elevation angle to Polaris, and it tells you to add or subtract this amount because of Polaris is making a little circle in the sky that nobody has ever shown any evidence for, right? then you're going to believe, well, I'm actually not at that latitude. I'm this much north of it or this much south of it, right? But you could be exactly at that latitude. But the nautical almanac has manipulated you because it was changed over time. So if people would just go and get the evidence, I'm totally fine with saying, yeah, okay, I was wrong. I'm okay with that, right? But I'm not going to be saying I was wrong without you idiots producing the evidence. If you want to just blindly believe with all the nonsense, which is all you people ever do, then off you go, right? Blindly believe it. I don't care. But unless you produce the evidence, I'm not going to put my hands up in the air and agree with you saying you were right and I was wrong.
At the camera, you look at the NCP, you will see Polaris move.
And?
Yeah, in some videos, and other videos you won't.
And? What does that prove?
Where's the circle? Have you got a circle for me to show me? Have you got the circle at 24-hour time lapse of the circle?
Hold on, Brian.
Brian is arguing
okay,
about nothing.
let's just accept it. Okay. What does that prove?
Doesn't prove anything. Doesn't change anything for real.
Who cares?
The time being, the rotation of Polaris doesn't prove anything. But
why
I'm
bring
not
it
sure why Brian is arguing about it
No,
not
no worries.
moving and fixing on that.
So why bring it up?
I don't know. Brian is fixated with that it's fixed and doesn't move. And we can
Okay,
show it.
no,
I'm
no,
not
fair enough.
fixated with it. Hang on, Nathan. Well, that's a complete other fucking lie. Sorry for the language. That's a total other lie. I'm not the one fixated with it. I'm not the one writing comment after comment after comment after comment on my video about it. I'm not the one writing comments in the live chat here. And I'm not the one coming in here now trying to tell me to have some video of Polaris moving when I see videos of it not moving. Wait, have you got a video, a 24-hour time lapse of it making the circle? Yes or no?
Yes, you can show it with a camera. That's
Oh, then make it, okay, get the 24-hour time lapse.
Hold on. Sorry, Brian. Sorry, hold on.
He's moving.
Stop. Can show it, as in future tense. Just ignoring me. I'll repeat myself. So can
sorry,
show it
no,
as in,
I'm sorry.
now you're talking through me. Silence, then talking through me. So can show it as in future tense, you could do it in the future, or have got it as Brian asked.
Yeah, I have got it. I've done it myself.
Excellent. Post it in the chat.
Okay, sure.
And this is a 24-hour time lapse of Polaris making a circle with the star trails in
Yes.
the sun. Okay, 24
Isn't
hours.
it good
Great.
enough? Because then I can stop posting it.
Okay. And have you got the
Okay.
degree measurements of it moving? What are the measurements?
No, I want to see this time lapse because he said that there is no 24-hour time lapse, Nathan, in existence. Doesn't exist. But he's saying he has it. So would you mind
Maybe
playing
he
what it
just
is that
hasn't
he has?
posted it.
Well, he's saying he's going to post it, so we'll wait till he posts it in the chat. You're posting it in the chat, right?
Yeah, moment, I have to get it. I don't have it on my phone.
So you don't... Sorry, mumble. You mean, no, you don't have it. You won't be posting it in the chat, lying bastard. Shit,
I
sit
will
down, shut up.
posting it.
Sit
I
down,
have to
shut
get
up.
it. I'm on my
Sit
phone.
down, shut up, you liar.
Yeah, he said he was posting it there and then.
I've looked personally for the time lapses of Polaris, and the most I've ever seen is like it makes like a little smiley face at the bottom, but I've never seen anything further than that. And it's weird because all the other star trails, you could see them being formed, whereas the little swoosh that it makes at the bottom just kind of appears in one frame, and it like all of a sudden it's just there. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It doesn't
not
make a difference to me if it makes a circle or not.
Sorry, I've seen time lapses where it's doing that, and I've seen ones where it makes a straight line, and I've seen ones where it doesn't do any of it. Yet the other stars are making a trail. I mean, I'm okay with this as long as someone produces a 24-hour time lapse of it show the star trail over 24 hours of this circle. Now, this man says a minute ago that he had a 24-hour time lapse, but then he was posting it. Then he wasn't posting it. He had to find it on his phone, and he was mumbling. So I don't know. Now, I know that he can't post what I'm asking him for because it doesn't exist. Because if it existed, I just would have said, yeah, you're right or wrong. It's that simple.
They're not getting it.
Well, I don't know what he's going to put. I couldn't find. I searched, and all the other ball I searched, because if there was one in existence, I would have had it posted to me over and over again.
Fair enough. The main bulk of today's show was talking about Al-Biruni's flat Earth measurement for horizontal distance to do trig with. Dude that was suggesting the Polaris posting of a video. Do you understand that Al-Biruni measured Earth flat for your globe belief? Yo, Rob Noxious, we're not in an echo chamber. I'm asking one of your numpty dipshit friends who's on a ball about his faith in Al-Biruni's flat Earth measurement. I'm just not getting an answer from him. So the audience is clear. I've asked a ball believer about whether or not he understands Al-Biruni's flat Earth measurement for trig, and I'm getting silence. Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes, repeat it, Nathan, because I asked the same question.
Do you understand that Al-Biruni measured Earth flat, my friend? Yo, ball believer! The guy who was talking to Brian, can you hear me? Cat got your tongue, dipshit! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Do you understand that Al-Biruni measured Earth flat for trig for the height of the mountain? Do you understand? Earth was measured flat. You could wait till the end of my question to give me my answer. I've asked it 4 times. Dipshit ball believer. Do you understand Earth is measured flat by Al-Biruni for you to believe in a ball? Yes or no?
I don't even know. No, I don't even know who Al-Biruni is.
Why are you even here? Sorry, excuse me. Why are you even here?
Because you're wrong about most things.
Sorry,
anyway,
you don't know who Al-Biruni is, but you think I'm wrong. You're a moron. You don't know who you're talking about. You don't know anything about this subject. You don't know who Al-Biruni is. He's the forefather of your religious belief in a ball. You don't need to talk through me, you moron who doesn't know who Al-Biruni is. It's where you get your radius value to believe in a ball.
Don't care. Can look it up in any...
So look it up, you dumb twat. Why are you still talking? Yeah. You don't have a place in this conversation. You're a moron.
And?
So shut up.
Might be likewise.
So shut up. Al-Biruni measured Earth flat for you to believe in a ball. That's not me asking you to respond. That's me telling you Earth is measured flat for your ball belief. Al-Biruni is the origin of that measurement.
Else, right?
You don't need to yammer through me. I'm telling you something. Not asking you anything. You don't need to respond. I'm telling you. Earth is measured flat for your radial value of a sphere Earth.
Not really, but okay.
Sorry, did you want to mumble a response to me? Just say yes. No, incapable of just saying yes.
He said, not really, but okay.
Sorry, not really? So you don't understand how trigonometrically derived the height of the mountain would be? You don't understand that?
I understand how you would do it on short scales and understand it that you have to do
on a short curve? Sorry, did you say on a short curve?
For short cases. For like...
So how far away do you think the mountain was? How far away do you think Al-Biruni was from the mountain? Do you think the distance to the mountain that Al-Biruni is measuring is a short distance?
No.
So shut up. So shut your mouth. So not short distances like you just said, you stupid fuckwit.
Okay, then explain.
So shut your mouth, you dumbass! You just said short distances, and within one sentence, I've ripped you a new asshole. So Biruni's not measuring a mountain a short distance away, then? No, he's not. So what you said was retarded.
Okay.
Yeah, so sit down, you stupid retard. You've got nothing to say here. Why are you talking to us, you utter retard? You're telling me that it's a short distance? No, it's not. The distance to the mountain was not a short distance, you stupid spastic. Now you can sit down and shut up. I don't need any response from you. I'm telling you, Earth is measured flat. It's not a ball, or Al-Biruni wouldn't be measuring it flat to derive a ball from the flat Earth measurements. Your response was to say it's over short distances. No, you fucking retard. A mountain wasn't a short distance away to derive the height with trig.
Didn't say that.
Shut up! I'm not asking you to respond. I'm telling you. You're an idiot who made an incorrect declaration about Earth having short distances measured for the trig for the height of the mountain. Wrong! Retard! Bull believer! So, bull-believing retard, now we'll ask you a question. Given that it's not measured flat over only short distances, like you, a complete retard, just stated, it is in fact measured flat over vast distances. For example, deriving the height of a mountain with a vast horizontal distance measurement. That would be a vast, flat Earth measurement. I'll assume that you've looked up who the fuck Al-Biruni is now on Google.
Why should I? It's your video.
Get out of my show, you stupid wanker.
Yeah, and I asked Rob not just the same thing. Earth is measured flat. He says, no, it's not. No answer. Well, give me your measurements. Nothing. Just a cry to bring us down and shut us up.
Telling me that I need to go and show him. I've told him. Al-Biruni derived the height of the mountain with a flat Earth linear horizontal distance for doing trig. Oh, well, you've got to prove it to me. I have! Stupid asshole. And he's a liar. Captain Edgeware absolutely knows who the fuck Al-Biruni is. You've got to lie to Glurf. You're telling me this man who sat on the panel for days and days and days on end, he's been here the entire time I've been talking about Al-Biruni. You've got to lie to be a bull believer. That man just lied. You expect me to believe he doesn't know who Al-Biruni is? No, he's a liar.
No, Nathan, he doesn't want to know because they can't appeal to Al-Biruni anymore. So he doesn't. Al-Biruni now is a sour taste in their mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah, a sour taste that leads people to suggest that I should have my channel reported. Meanwhile, the only person here debating for the Globe side doesn't even know who he is. So, your representation from the Globe side is a spastic who doesn't know anything about this subject. That's who you've got to defend your bull. What I've got to prove Earth is measured flat beyond any debatable fact is Al-Biruni's linear flat Earth horizontal distance measurement used to measure the height of the mountain with trig. Those are flat Earth measurement facts. And what you got? Oh, I don't even know who he is. Well then, fuck off. Get out of my show, you unbelievable spastic. Why are you even here? Liar. That's why you gotta lie to be a bull believer. That's what that man just did. Lie. We've just spent a solid hour talking about Al-Biruni, and his response is, I don't know who he is. Lying bastard.
Yeah, Nathan, I'm sorry earlier on for forcing. It's just when he came in, he lied concerning me as well, because he implied that I was fixated on something that I didn't even bring up, and other people are the ones fixated on it. So that was a straight out lie. But I apologize. I didn't mean to swear.
Yeah, lies about you and what you're obsessed about because he needs to lie about other men. Pathetic scum. Lies about not knowing who Al-Biruni is. All right, so you're here debating me, but you don't know anything about the religion of a bull that you hold. Then you shouldn't be here debating. You're a scumbag.
Did he produce that video yet?
No, he lied about that, so 3 times a charm. He's lying about having videos that he couldn't post, lying about not knowing who Al-Biruni is, and lying about what our man Brian knows or is doing. So it's just a perpetual liar. Like every scumbag baller who ever attends this show, all you ever do is lie. Me, I tell the truth about how Al-Biruni actually measured Earth according to your rhetoric. And what do I get? I get threatened with my show taken off me by scumbags. That's what I get. And then lied to perpetually by the people who come here to defend a ball.
Well, when they're not lying to you, they're threatening your livelihood or your safety.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He says he wants people, but he bans everyone. No, we want people, not scum, Rob. And what's this with McToon measured Lake Tahoe? He measured it flat, you moron. That's the only way you can measure it.
Right, we've got
Toon's
Toon.
measurement of-
Toon
of
communicated
freaking
with me
Lake
personally,
Tahoe.
right? Toon phoned me up from Antarctica and rumpused me telling him that he was measuring Earth flat and talked about guns, like a deflection to guns, instead of the flat Earth measurements that were being pointed out while they were being measured. Not by everybody in the group. Some of them were so fucking stupid that they couldn't even cope with a tripod. That would be Fugly Dave, who was outsmarted by an EQ mount. So not all of them managed to measure Earth flat for a 24-hour period, but apparently McToon definitely managed to measure Earth flat with elevation angle measurements to the sun for a 24-hour period. He waved them in our man Brian's face, didn't he? The flat Earth measurements that he made? Same as Alberuni's, they were elevation angles. I don't know who Toon is. Who's Toon? I don't know who he is.
What is actually Toon out on Lake Tahoe when he was in Antarctica getting a 24-hour sun proof?
Yeah, wouldn't that have drawn
I mean,
a conclusion? Wouldn't that have drawn an end to the discussion? Or would it be needing to be deflected to something like guns or Lake Tahoe? I thought he'd finished the debate over in Antarctica. No, he phoned me up and I pointed out that he was measuring Earth flat and he asked about guns, didn't he? And he's still here. What about him ending the discussion with this Antarctic trip? Doesn't seem to have ended anything. In fact, it's got me rubbing his own face in his own flat Earth measurements. That's what's actually happened. They measured Earth flat in Antarctica. Not all of them, like I say, some of them were completely incompetent. A fugly man named Dave didn't manage it. Too stupid to use a tripod. But Toon did. Toon measured Earth flat for 24 hours. Well done, Toon! What's that, where are the guns? Maybe they're where the flat Earth measurements were, who knows?
Well, if I was a board believer and just going by what they do and how they do things, if I had gone to Antarctica and I'd seen a 24-hour sun with my own eyes, I would, I'd never feel the need to ever talk about any other thing again to flat earthers. If you know what I mean. I wouldn't be out in Lake Tahoe.
Unless, of course, unless that observation of the sun for 24 hours was tarnished by the fact you measured Earth flat with it, then you'd never want to talk about it again. You'd want to move on very quickly, wouldn't you, Brian?
Well, that would be tricky, though. That would be that now. If I added in that would be that'd be different.
Yeah. Well, it's been fun. It's been emotional. Any more for any more? I'm going to round out and move into the after show. No. With that, I'll say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to all of you who smashed the super chat in a big way. Really, really appreciate it. Liked, commented, shared, subscribed, joined as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley. Feel free to deny who Al-Biruni even is after measuring Earth flat, and I'll see you all in the next video.